Have a ride and want to make some coin? You're parked in the right spot. This is the Carbingo Show with Frank Rios, Matthew Barroso, and Ramon Robles. Driven by Carbingo.com, where you get a real offer on your car and earn top dollar. Call Carbingo at 87-CAR-BINGO. Now, here to get you the most for your car, the Bingo Bros, Frank, Matthew, and Ramon.
Are we ready? We are indeed ready. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. A little under the weather. It's not the COVID. I think it's allergies. I am Ramon Robles, along with Frank Rios, Matthew Barroso, and Yennefer. It is good to have you back every Saturday at 4 o'clock on Houston's most heritage radio station, 950 KPRC. Everybody else good?
Thank God.
Yeah?
Can't complain, huh?
Woo.
Good.
All right. Jennifer's good.
We got a woo.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a good start.
That's usually saved for the last segment.
I know. She's fired up.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we have going on? We have the draft from the Texans. They, of course, messed that up, as they usually do. Astros are unbelievable.
Mother's Day around the corner.
Oh, is that coming up?
Next
Yeah,
weekend.
right.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Already,
Or a couple
huh?
weekends.
Around the corner.
Now, see, the funny thing is, when I think of Mother's Day, I don't think of my wife. I think of my mom. Because my mom is still with us.
Right.
But I got to check myself because, well, my wife's a mom.
Right. You mean your kids don't have jobs yet?
Huh?
Your
No.
kids don't have jobs
Not
yet?
yet. No, they've been fired from a couple, but they don't have any
They
currently.
can't hold a job. Huh?
Yeah, I know, they're irresponsible.
Little Gen Zers, huh?
Yeah, so y'all got ideas already for Mother's Day? Y'all got plans?
I do.
You do?
But I'm not going to say I'm on air because my mom
My mom,
listens.
your mom listens, yeah. And your dad. Props to, shout out to Jennifer's mom and dad. Big fans of the show.
Yeah, they both listen
Also, it's
every week.
El Día del Niño, too, I think it's today or tomorrow.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's the day of the
Day of Children?
The child?
the Children's Day in Mexico.
I've never heard of that.
Me either.
Well, we just look for any kind of excuse to celebrate.
Yeah, anything to celebrate.
drink.
You know what? Why not?
Should we go down to Mexico to celebrate? Or
Why
is it,
not, buddy?
Yeah. We're only, 5-6 hours from the
we're
border?
close enough.
That's very
Let's
true.
rock and roll.
2-hour flight.
Speaking of rock and roll, when Elon Musk was blasting off his space rockets, and they were saying it was in Texas, which I forgot about, I looked to see where that was. Did you see? I mean, do you know where that is? It is literally right next to the border of Mexico. Wow. I mean, it is literally right there. I mean, you're looking at Mexico. If you're looking at the rocket, that's Mexico right behind you. I mean, it is right there. For whatever that's worth. I was just wondering,
That's a nice little tidbit.
a couple of cholos shooting at it or something, But yeah, anyway.
So I lived in a border town most of my life, and it's pretty cool because you can obviously that's normal, but you can stand right on the fence and be looking at both countries in one shot. I always thought that, I don't know if that's stupid or not, but I always thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, two countries, not two states.
2 countries.
Yeah, two totally different countries.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that it's just all one piece of dirt,
Right.
but it's all separated?
Yeah.
but it's so different.
There's nations. I remember in Arizona, there's some nations that are can freely go back and forth, like the Odom Nation used to be the Papago Nation. They can go freely back and forth because they are the desert people. They were born. They don't have. A lot of them aren't born in hospitals. They're just born at home and they live. That's their land. So they don't question them. They just come on in.
Yeah.
It's pretty odd actually.
Yeah.
But
Fascinating.
Cool.
Not me. You give me my border wall. Give me my border wall. And, I'm just kidding.
and rockets.
I was just being obnoxious. Yeah, and rocket. It's space rockets. We want to thank our friends at Carbingo.com for making this show happen every week. Carbingo.com is the website. You go there, you answer a couple of questions, and they're just going to, they're going to throw money at you.
We're gonna rocket
weird.
a bunch of money to you.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's
You're
just
gonna be
absurd.
going to the moon.
Yeah.
They are going to launch a check in your direction.
Absolutely, man. Launchpad is
What kind of questions are asked at Carbingo? Do you
a
know?
lot of personal, really uncomfortable.
Last relationship.
Like the VIN number of your car and your miles. That's about it.
Oh my goodness.
And pretty fast, we'll get a number of how much we're going to give you for your car. They're going to ask you the condition, and then we'll just show up, drop off a check, and pick up your car. It's super simple.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. Carbingo.com is a place to go.
I'm going to enroll my kid in jiu-jitsu. Nice. I know we've talked about it a lot. And you were jiu-jitsu, right? Mm-hmm, I get taekwondo and jiu-jitsu mixed up, but we're going to do jiu-jitsu because by our house is a Gracie Baja.
Baja. The R's are H's in Brazilian, or Portuguese, rather.
And he's going to do Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
And so this will be the first kind of sport or activity that he's going to do with other kids or their parents.
Not T-ball. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of nervous because I don't know how I'm going to be as a parent because obviously you're rooting for your kid. You don't want him.
Yeah, you don't want your kid to get beat up.
I want him to get beat up a little bit, but not by a jerk. Yeah. Right?
You
want
don't want a mean
little
kid.
bump. You want a little bruise. You want a
yeah.
little scar because, hey, kid, life's tough. You're going
Right.
to. But most importantly, I want him to be able to defend himself come, bathroom bully. I want him to be able to flush the bully's head down the toilet.
We're going to make a bully.
Yeah. You know what? That's fine. My kid's the bully.
Yeah.
No. Just kidding. But I think he's the youngest of the two, so I think he's going to be cut out.
You might be surprised. Like, he may surprise you and just be a natural,
I hope so. Yeah.
They just take right to it. And
because he loves grappling with my oldest son. He loves, they like
so
to
then
grapple.
he's going to be going with smaller kids, and he's going to be like, oh, this is cake.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Flip, boom, armbar.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, armbar, rear naked chokehold, whatever.
I think that's what every dad hopes for,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
My son's going to beat your son up.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I'm going to be with that dad who hopes that his son
Right.
beats my kid up, right? And
You're both going to be like, no, man, it's just we want them to have a good time. Break his neck.
Yeah, right. Make him scream. Make him cry.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so all that to say, in a couple of weeks, if I'm not here, it's because I've been arrested.
right.
I'm just over. I mean, I guess every parent is that way.
Definitely don't push. I mean, he's a little young, so they may not, but I remember, don't let the instructors push the kids into like tournaments.
Yeah.
Because they'll push your kid to do tournaments, which is good because it gives your kid like a idea of where they're at.
A
'Cause then
measure.
you're going against kids that are not in your school that you're going with every day. It has plus and minus, but if he's not into it, don't force it.
Correct. Yeah.
Because some of those kids are vicious, man.
Very nervous about that.
Yeah.
Which kind of segues into this story here. A town in New Jersey is struggling to keep its youth baseball umpires because parents keep screaming at them. So they have a new rule. If you berate an umpire, you have to suit up and call games yourself.
Wow.
Steve Reich.
A town in New Jersey has already had several umpires walk off after being harassed by parents, so they've come up with this punishment. If you're caught berating an umpire during a game, you'll be banned from the complex unless you agree to suit up as an umpire yourself and call 3 games. The idea is if you're such a know-it-all, grab some gear, step behind the plate, and prove how great you are.
I love it.
I would berate people for. I would take that punishment so I can berate. Yeah.
You would take
It's a good trade-off, right?
So
I'm going to scream
all right.
at you for missing my kid's call.
Yeah.
And I'll go pitch. And
You're
I'm
stupid up. I'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow night behind the
yeah,
plate.
yeah.
Okay. You would do that.
Oh, I would, yeah. 100%.
You think you would be a good referee?
I think
an
so.
official-
I could definitely see over all the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Sometimes I think, man, I'd like to do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But it's so fast, and maybe it's different when you're on the
Right.
field and you're
Yeah, when you gotta
Right,
make the call.
absolutely. Yeah.
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 When you got to make the call. And they're right most of the time. Now, the times that they're wrong, they really play it up, how bad the call was. And I get that.
Yeah.
But 98% of the time, they are
They're
right.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
It depends. I think it depends on what level of baseball you're playing. Like if it's T-ball, there's no strikes and balls.
Right.
So it's like you just got to make sure nobody gets out wrong. Other than that,
And
I
it's
mean,
really all symbolic. I mean, it's just like tennis, right? You can put it all, make it all the lines being called by a machine, and it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
They'll never miss.
I like that, though.
But it's symbolic. You have an umpire, just like you have a chair umpire in tennis, and but you can go away with all that stuff and have machines call your game.
Yeah.
And
well,
then
they're
nobody
already
know it.
thinking about doing that for baseball.
They are doing it in some
They're
of the
doing it
Pacific
already.
Coast leagues. Yeah.
There
All
you
right,
go.
hold it right there. We have to run to break. Again, thanks to our friends at Carbingo.com, the easiest, quickest, most resourceful place to sell your vehicular. Carbingo.com. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. All right, we are back. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC, along with Jennifer and Matthew and Frank. I am Ramon. We are here every Saturday at 4 o'clock on 950 KPRC. Thank you for making it through the break and back to the ignorance. Carbingo.com is the website. If you have a vehicular that is just sitting out there, taking up driveway space, or you don't want grandmother to drive anymore, and instead you just want to give her a big old check, go to Carbingo.com. Answer a couple of questions. Lo and behold, big check. They take your car, and you give grandmother the money, and off she goes to bingo.
We're sure to please grandma with a big check for that car that you can't drive anymore anyway.
Right. exactly.
We'll take the car away from her, give her all the money for it. She'll be happy. Take that nice cruise or whatever she wants to do with it, and it's super super simple. You don't even have to talk to anybody.
Oh my
you don't
god,
like
that's
the number?
even better.
Yeah,
That's nice.
absolutely. We'll go to your house, pick up the car, and drop off a check.
I read a story this week about a 105-year-old volunteer firefighter. He still drives, or maybe he was 102. At this point, what's the difference? 102, 105. Still drives himself and is a volunteer firefighter.
God bless him.
Well, you
man.
said, she's too old to drive in our hypothetical about Carbingo. And I thought, well, there's a guy who's 102, volunteer firefighter.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's a lot.
I love old men. I love old people. I love firefighters. But if a 102-year-old man is running up the street to put out my fire, I'm going to call another fire department.
Yeah.
Just, I'm just, God love them.
No, thank you, sir. I'll wait for the next guy. I appreciate you there.
Sir, have a seat here. Let
He's just there to talk to you while you're burning.
Yeah. Tell me a story about the
Everything's
war.
going to be
It's probably as strong as a Knox.
Yeah,
too.
right?
I mean, yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right.
I did jujitsu. Just like,
let's see here. Some random facts. I love these things. 8 million horses, donkeys, and mules died in World War I.
Wow.
8 million.
it's a lot.
The last president who wasn't a Democrat or a Republican was Millard Fillmore in 1850. He was a member of the Whig Party. That's WHIG. This is surprising. Humans aren't at the top of the food chain. We're actually kind of low because we eat both meat and plants. Our place is roughly the same as pigs and anchovies. We're way below tigers, crocodiles, and boa constrictors. Well, guess who's picking a fight with the boa constrictor tonight to prove
I was gonna say.
who's on top of the food chain?
Have they not seen Tiger
I'll
King?
take a few anchovies, though.
Yeah, right. I guess our hierarchy comes from the fact that we can make tools, right? I mean, I guess that's
Right,
where we get our advantage against animals is our
It's
tool
just
making.
brains.
Yeah, it's a whole brain thing.
Speech.
Because mano a mano, we couldn't win against a crocodile.
You would lose to most animals.
Yeah.
Some dogs probably would
Yeah.
just take us out.
Well, yeah, a lot of dogs would take us
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Not
let's
me. I
see
use
here.
jujitsu.
Well, yeah, no, not you.
Yeah.
You know,
Headlock, instant
Until you
armbar.
pick up that 12 gauge and then you'll win.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, on the other show I do, we interviewed a guy who builds air rifles,
How cool.
automatic air rifles, semi-automatic air rifles, and he's talking about blasting deer from 200 yards with the 50 caliber air rifle.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah, I mean it's air, and it's projectiling. It's projecting this projectile at 750 feet a second, knocking down deer. Anyway, I don't know what made me think of that.
crazy.
You had said shotgun.
Yeah, we're talking about killing animals.
And I was just thinking, I had no idea air rifles could get that
Well,
dangerous.
I know the small pellets are like faster than like a 22 caliber. They're really like over 1,000 feet per second.
That's crazy.
yeah, but a 50, that's a big
50
slug
caliber
to-
air power. Yeah, I got a
I
cough.
wonder what's propelling it. Some big tank or something.
Yeah, it's a tank. They
CO2
use like
probably.
scuba tank to and you get 4 shots with the 50 cal.
Seems kind
Not a good return
of
on.
just yeah.
It's 50 caliber. I mean, it's
Yeah, but you have like a scuba tank on the back here. Like
yeah, you got to carry
the gun is the size of
scuba
the
tank.
table in here.
Yeah,
It's a little excessive.
yeah, it is a bit excessive.
I'll just
but,
take a 5.56.
But get this.
Yeah.
So the guns though are inexpensive. That 50 caliber was about $400.
Still seems like
Well, you take the good and the bad.
yeah.
Let's see. Right now, believe this or not, is the worst time of year for sunburns.
Right now is in
As in this time
Today,
of year.
present
Well,
day.
maybe not on a Saturday specifically, but this time of year. Here's a surprising fact. Late April, early May are the worst time of year for sunburns. It's when you're most likely to get a really bad burn. Anybody want to take a guess
because
why?
You don't
because it's
feel
cooler out there and you don't realize how
Yeah.
the potency of the maybe I don't know.
the UV rays.
The angle of the sun is about the same as it is in late August, but since it's not as hot, we're less likely to cover up or use sunblock. It's one reason May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that
Very
either.
interesting.
I mean,
Interesting.
Yeah, the sun's the sun, regardless of
What time of
how
year it
hot
is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like throttle back the UV.
That's true.
We just don't realize that because it's not as hot.
Interesting.
So just be careful. Here are some things you can do to lower your risk. Find some shade, especially between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Opt for wide brim hats and wear sunglasses to protect your eyes. That's unfortunate for people like me who have big heads because
Yeah.
if I find a wide brim hat,
Same boat.
and sunglasses that actually fit me, it's like I'm like Jack from Jack in the Box. You got to find a hat that's really big. And then
Well, his hat doesn't fit either.
yeah, that's true. And then
No,
where
it doesn't.
You just gotta own it, dude. You just gotta. Just own it.
I get it.
I got a big head. Just deal with it.
Yeah, I got a big head, but now there's an online shop that sells big hats for people with big heads.
It's called Mammoth. Something like that. I think it's called Mammoth something.
Mammoth cranium.
Mammoth hats. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
That's crazy.
That's kind of insulting, but yeah. All right, take a survey here. Is your thumb considered a finger? Is your thumb considered a finger? Do you
Technically, no.
Do you consider your thumb a finger? We're not looking for a scientific answer. Just
No.
do you consider your thumb a finger?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean,
Jennifer
you
does
say
not.
that you have 5 fingers, right?
Yep. Give me a high five. Well, how come? Well, because there's 5 digits on your hand.
I would say yes. It's just a weird place.
Okay.
4 fingers and a thumb.
All right.
little
22% of Americans say no, it's not. 27 also say your ears aren't part of your face, and 21% say your shoulder isn't part of your arm. Someone polled 8,000 Americans, and 22% say thumbs are not fingers; they're just thumbs. So almost 1 in 4 people. Thumbs are obviously a little different. They're the only 2 boned instead of 3. You know, and then they're also, what do you call that?
Ambidextrous.
No, they're on the side so that you can grip. That's what separates
Side
us
gripping.
Yeah, they're side gripping. Webster's definition of a finger
Scientific,
doesn't even put it to rest. They say a finger is, quote, any of the 5 terminating members of the hand, but especially one other than the thumb.
So it is or it isn't?
They made it very not clear. Are your ears part of your face? What do you think? Are your ears part of your face?
No.
Well, your
I don't
face
think
is
so.
this, right?
I think it's part
That's
of your
what I
head,
thought,
but not
too.
part of your face.
Not part of your face. Okay, 27% say no. That it's part of your head, but not your face. Is your shoulder part of your arm? Is your shoulder part of your arm?
I think it's the beginning of your arm.
Yeah, I think it's
21% say no.
I think it is
Okay.
because it's kind of the start of.
Your shoulder isn't really part of it's a connector,
Okay.
so it's not really part of anything.
Well,
No,
this
I don't
is
think so. I think it's different. I think it's just what I think. but I
well, it's
think
just something that
Well, like if you look at the bones of a shoulder, it's just the connection with tendons.
yeah.
There's not like
That's true.
There's not like a kneecap. There's not like a shoulder cap. So to
Okay.
me, it would be neither. I guess.
Matthew says neither. All right,
It's
very
its
good.
own thing. It's just.
Well, that's just something we're going to have to ponder during the commercial break, fellas and lady. This is the Carbingo Show. Carbingo.com is the website. Head on over there. Sell them your vehicular. It'll be worth top dollar. We guarantee it. Well, I guarantee it. I mean, they're the only ones that I've sold my vehicle to. So, Carbingo.com is the website. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. And we're back. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. I am Ramon Robles, along with Matthew Barroso, Frank Rios, and Jennifer. I feel a sneeze coming on. So at any moment, I might turn away from the mic and sneeze, and then I need one of y'all to jump in and cover for
we
me.
should catch that on camera. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm going to sneeze right into the camera. Like
We're
I'm going
gonna
to pop
Into the
up.
lens.
Let
Yeah.
me get my super slow-mo ready.
Yeah, do that. Get that ready. All right. It's a shame that we don't realize how good we had it until we become adults in regards to napping.
Yeah.
or
napping.
kids. After having kids, it changes
Yes, correct.
drastically.
Yeah. Well, NASA has given us the length of the perfect nap.
Ah,
Scientists and
NASA?
NASA,
Well, you know,
people of
NASA.
NASA are using their time to research something important finally, and that is the length of the perfect nap.
90 minutes.
Okay, you say 90 minutes.
I say 15 minutes.
No way. It's so
Frank says
short.
15. Jennifer, what is the length
can't
of
even
a
fall
perfect
asleep.
nap?
Recharge.
I say 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Ryan, do not look. What is? Oh, never mind. They found the perfect length of nap is 26 minutes. So
you're
Frank
right on the-
actually got wins because Jennifer
Yeah, we're
unfortunately went
over.
over.
Yeah, I went over.
Dun, dun, dun.
When you nap for when you nap for
26
26 minutes, you'll be 54% more alert and 34% better at whatever you do next. Here's why.
Wow.
At 26 minutes, you're only going through the first 2 stages of sleep. You're not entering the others, which can make you feel groggy or even feel worse than when you wake up. I've had those naps where I woke up and didn't know what day it was, didn't know where I was. Those are good naps, especially when you've got nothing going on. You know, you're just
That's
waiting for the
interesting.
kids to get home or whatever.
Do you guys track your sleep on your phone or whatever?
No.
Do you?
No,
I don't sleep
No,
enough.
What's interesting is like the first hour is where I get like the deep sleep, and then it's just normal sleep patterns.
How do you track it on your phone? You have to
It
like
gives
hold
you,
your phone.
It gives you a pattern. Well, through
with your watch. When do you charge your
watch?
watch then? Because I charge my watch at night.
I only charge it when I'm driving, and it's perfect. 'cause
Oh,
it
it makes
fills-
sense. Yeah,
'cause I'm
'cause
not
you don't-
walking around and I'm
yeah.
just driving.
So you have a watch charger in
I
your
do.
car?
I do.
Dang, Frank Rios, that's living
Efficient.
large.
I don't have an Apple Watch, so
I'm so rich, I can put Apple Watch chargers in my car.
it's just the charger that
Well, that's
you
the
get.
same charger I just use
It's
it
the
in my
same
car.
charger.
Oh, okay. No, it's not the same charger. You got to set
I
it
mean,
up.
it comes with the watch, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. That's
It's
what
like
I
a
meant.
little ball thing.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you meant you.
That's smart though. But you have a long enough drive that you can charge it, I
Right.
guess.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
perfect for
Yeah,
me
that's
'cause it's
true.
always
Yeah.
at 100%.
Yeah. See, I
That's
live
perfect.
5 minutes from home, so I can't.
Right.
I mean, I
That would
work
work
5
for
minutes
you.
from. Yeah. That's
That's
a
cool
struggle.
that you can track. I have a smart watch, but it's not an Apple Watch.
You showed me that watch, and that looks like a pretty good thing. Cause
Yeah, I wonder if it tracks. I don't even know.
probably.
I just bought it because it has really long battery life.
Yeah, that's what I like. What are you looking up, Frank? You looking up your
The sleep
apps?
thing, so I can
Yeah,
show 'em.
yeah.
You see that?
Oh, cool.
So you see that little purple mark right there? So the purple mark is like my REM sleep, and it's only like it's at the beginning, and then it's almost gone
Yeah.
everywhere else. So see at the beginning, I always have my sleep.
That's when Frank's dreaming about
Weird.
Carbingo.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
I'm dreaming of all the money we get.
yeah.
Actually.
Carbingo.com. Carbingo.com.
Yes.
That's cool.
I've tried those, but I wasn't satisfied with the results, as if it was the watch's fault. So I just stopped monitoring.
All right.
You know.
And you have an Apple Watch. You
yeah,
should try
I-
it.
yeah.
Okay, that's your homework. Tomorrow you gotta take a nap
Log.
or go to sleep, log it, and tell
Yeah.
us when how much REM you're
Yeah.
getting.
Okay, I respect that.
Is that why the band REM is named REM?
That's a great question. We'll have to.
I'll
we'll
call
have to
him
Google
later
that.
and
Yeah. You have current events for this week?
I
by the
do.
way? Okay. I always ask you on air and not while we're in a break or something.
I feel like you're trying to gotcha.
Yeah. We'll get to that here in just a minute. But here are 10 things people say they learned embarrassingly late in life. I love these things because we are all the same in regards to, man, I don't want to tell people I didn't know that.
Right.
And then when we hear about these things, we go, yeah, I didn't know that either. Oh, my God. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
So here are some things. Let me cough. There's something in the air. I think it's the pollen, right? It's got to be like,
Yeah,
oh,
something blew in
Bad allergies.
these last few
Yeah.
days.
Maybe it's the cinnamon rolls Jennifer brought in.
I know it. I'm just looking at those. We're going to tear those up, right? We're
Yeah.
not going to be bashful. Are you going to eat those? You
Of
going to eat
course,
one?
yes.
I didn't know if you were fasting.
Maybe two.
All right, very good.
Ah.
Everyone has something that they figured out years or decades after they should have. And there's a thread online where people are sharing the things that they learned embarrassing late in life. And here are some of the good ones. That the porta potty doesn't somehow know when you're inside. The sign only changes to occupied when you physically lock the door. Some people didn't know that. They thought somehow miraculously it changed. That whole milk is usually only around 3% fat. I always thought it was 100%, and when I saw reduced as being 2%, I thought, why wouldn't they do 50% or somewhere in the middle?
Milk facts. That's
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
That jackalopes are mythical creatures. Did anybody know that they weren't?
That they're not real.
That they're
Yeah, I
not real.
knew.
Or that narwhals are real animals. Because when you look at a narwhal, you think, well, that's not real.
That's
And
so
then
crazy
you
that
see
they're
it-
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody ever talks
Here's
about
a
narwhals.
unicorn
Yeah,
whale.
it's like a unicorn.
It's a unicorn whale. That's hilarious. Someone thought prima donna was pre-Madonna, meaning that the person was starting to behave like Madonna, like they're prima donna now and will eventually go full Madonna.
Post op.
They'll
Yeah.
evolve
They'll
into
become, super,
Madonna.
they'll become
Yeah.
superstars
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah, exactly. And a post-Madonna.
Does prima donna mean? Is it in reference at all to her, or is it just
no?
a
It's two words: prima donna.
prima donna?
I'm sure that's Latin. Other misconceptions. Someone didn't realize people were saying a coma and thought people could fall into a coma. One word. And another person didn't realize the word was euthanasia and thought they were saying youth in Asia. 3 words. They would fall into a coma as if, look out, there's a coma there. Don't fall
Don't
into
trip in
it.
the coma.
Yeah, I fell into a coma. Well, get him out. They're in a coma. Let's see.
That's awesome.
Get the guy a rope.
Someone thought Mick Jagger's name was Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger, like a McMuffin, a Mick Jagger.
MC.
Yeah, MC
MC
Jagger.
Jagger.
That when you're an adult, you don't need to buy shoes that are a little loose, so you can grow into them. When you get taller, you don't have to buy shoes any bigger now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
I've worn the same shoe size.
There's
since
people
I was
that don't know these things.
They were too embarrassed to. I mean, because who really tells you that? I mean, I guess you got to realize, okay, I'm not going to grow any bigger, but you still.
I mean, you kind of know when your shoe stops.
Your feet start
Like,
growing.
hey, yeah, I don't need a bigger size.
I mean, if I could see.
So like a 42-year-old guy going, I don't know, it might, I might
I'm a
be
12.
a
Might
12.
get another spurt.
They grew
You
a
don't
few
know.
millimeters.
I'm going to get a 12
Go
and a
ahead and bring me a
half.
12 and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in case.
Let's see. People did know that pineapples grow on the ground and not in a tree.
Pineapples grow in the ground.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
And you pull them by the little,
Yeah.
whatever, the tops.
We bought a pineapple from Hawaii and brought it home with us, and my father-in-law cut the stem off, put it in a pot for us, and 2 years later it finally grew big enough. To
2
where we could
years.
eat. 2 years. It
Wow.
took a long time. It
called
was
amazing.
fascinating.
Was it amazing?
That's called
Yeah.
a slow burn.
Yeah, but it's
Was
very
it
hard.
as good as the Hawaiian
Yeah,
pineapple?
yeah.
Really?
I mean, well, I think it was a lot of kind of in my head probably because we'd waited 2 years for this pineapple.
This thing's going to be good whether I want it to be or not.
Correct. Yeah. Let's see. I think I had a couple
Interesting.
more here of things that you didn't realize. Someone said, "I don't know that pickles were made from cucumbers until I was 24," and yeah.
I love when you go to a restaurant and they have the pickles, but you can tell that they were just freshly.
Oh, they're amazing.
Pickled.
I love it.
I do too.
Yeah. And finally, while watching Game of Thrones, I asked my husband when dragons went extinct.
Oh.
He had to pause the show for that one.
Yeah.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Oh.
I know
Oh,
of
that's
it.
shocking.
I know enough about it.
Yeah.
But
I
It's
haven't
very
seen it
Very
either.
good.
Yeah. Do y'all watch Ted Lasso?
no, I've heard it's
Any Ted
pretty
Lasso?
decent.
No Ted Lasso as well. Season 3's out, and I got to start watching it. But I thought
I
maybe
don't
I'd
have Apple Plus.
Oh, or a watch for that matter.
Yeah,
All right.
I have the iPhone.
When we come back, we're going to get to current events and a couple of random facts that blew my mind. Carbingo.com is a website. Carbingo.com. Go there, answer a couple of questions. You will get a check for more
a
money
flash.
in a flash.
Yeah.
This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. Welcome back to the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. I am Ramon Robles. I'm with Frank, Matthew, and Jennifer. We are here every Saturday bringing you ignorance and stuff you don't really thought you needed to know, but you actually realize, man, I'm glad I knew that. Carbingo.com is the website. Go there. Let them buy your car. They're going to give you a good check for it. It's going to be quick, painless. Go online, fill out the information, and quicker than it takes to microwave a corn dog, you will have an offer for your car.
Absolutely, really quick. And right now, they're still bringing a premium. They're bringing a lot of money for these pre-owned cars. So take advantage of it now before the market changes. And if you have that additional car, the car you don't need anymore, perhaps it's a car that you bought and you were a first-time buyer, you don't want it anymore, it's not exactly what you wanted. Sell it to Carbingo. You'll be pleasantly surprised when you get that number.
Yes.
By going to our website, carbingo.com.
It's always nice because you're ignorant and you don't realize, okay, what's this car worth? And then you get that offer and you go, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see here. People typically touch their phones how many times a day?
50,000 times.
50,000 times a day?
Probably I would say honestly probably 1,000.
1,000 times?
Maybe it's less. I don't know, but
Jennifer?
I'm going to say 850.
850. Well, that's very specific. Frank?
I'm going to say probably $1.
$1. People typically touch their phones 2,617 times a day. Isn't that crazy?
That is
I mean it
insane.
makes sense.
Yeah,
does.
2,000 times a day. Ah,
Just to see that it's still there. Or did I lose
Yeah.
my phone? Nope. I didn't.
What if you have like 3 phones?
Well, then it's probably 6,000.
7,600.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to current events, there is a lot of pain and suffering for just a few inches, and what I mean by that is, there's how do I even begin this? NBC News just profiled a 26-year-old guy named Alex who had this procedure done last year. He was 5'7" and is now 5'10". they basically, he wanted to be taller. So what they do is they break your legs up around your thighs and insert a rod in each one. Then the new bone slowly starts to grow. The rods work on a remote that lengthens them up to 1 meter per day for the next 3 to 4 months.
Millimeter. Okay.
Yeah. At that point, Alex was able to get around again using a walker. Then he switched to a cane. So you're basically disabled for a while with lots of physical therapy. Regardless, he says he's happy with the results. He says he's never wanted to be tall, just tall enough for people to stop making comments about his height.
Jeez.
So how much does it cost? $100,000.
Not
And it's
worth
not
it.
covered by insurance. Could you imagine?
For 3 inches?
3 inches.
Not worth it.
Just move to a place with shorter people.
Yeah, it's cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just surround yourself with small people.
$100,000
Yeah,
for 3
yeah.
inches of height. That's
Wow.
crazy.
My wife.
You know what? Some people,
Yeah.
Well, you say that because you're 6'9".
Yeah, right. And y'all are both tall.
I'd pay $100,000 for some hair.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm 5'11", and it's never really bothered me that I'm not 6 feet. But
I know it's hard.
who is taller, you or
I think Frank's taller than me.
okay?
I'm 6'5".
Yeah, you're taller than me by like an inch or
Oh, is that
probably
right?
maybe even 1.5 inches.
okay.
I may be 6'3.5".
Jennifer, you're what?
I'm 5'2".
5'2". Oh, you're cute.
I'm itty bitty little thing.
Fold you up, put him in a pocket. Yeah, that's funny.
She's our Pokemon.
All right, Matthew. Current events, sir.
Yeah. So speaking of super tall people, do you guys know Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yes.
I can never say his name. Right.
Giannis. You can just say Giannis.
Giannis, yes. He's the Greek freak. He's about 6'10", and he was the MVP last season or the season before last.
I think 2 years in a row, maybe. For Dallas?
No. He plays for Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee. I'm sorry. That's right.
In 2021, they won the championship, and
Yeah.
then last year they got knocked out in the playoffs, and then this year they got knocked out. They got knocked out
First
this
round.
past week. It's not uncommon that you get knocked out from the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan got knocked out. All the greats get knocked out at some point.
Only one team can win the championship.
Right, exactly. And so what was uncommon was a response that he had to a pretty common question.
Okay.
The common question that he was asked, which I've heard it asked, I mean, I've watched basketball my whole life. I've heard it asked to every guy who gets knocked out. And they basically just asked him, oh, man, did you see this season as a failure for getting knocked out? And, there was like championship or bust type of mentality. Do you see it like a failure? And he literally goes, oh, my God. And he like rubs his head, and he's just so frustrated by the question. And he tells the guy, you asked me this last year. And last year, I told you the same thing I'm going to tell you this year. Like, it wasn't a failure. It was just a step to another thing. He goes, not every year you're going to win. And so then his response was, you asked me this same question last year. Do you get a promotion every year? No, right? So was your last year of work a failure? No. It wasn't a failure. It's a step towards success. Then he goes on to say, Michael Jordan played 15 seasons and won 6 championships. Does that mean the other 9 seasons that he had were all failures? No, they were all steps for him to get to something. And then he goes, there's no failure in sports. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. Some of the days you're going to be really successful. Sometimes you're not. And when it's not your turn, you just don't get to go on. And he goes, that's what sports is. You don't always win. And I liked his answer because it obviously applies to a million different things. But I thought about it, and I was like, I never thought about Jordan's.
Yeah.
In reality, he had 6 championships, which is incredible. But it's like he had more loss than he had wins. I was like,
Sports reporters are the worst, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, he was just. You could tell, and there was a part of it that he wants to say something, and he stops himself.
Yeah,
he goes, you know what? I'm not going to make it personal. You asked me this last year, and I'm just going to say, you can't win every year.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah,
and the guy was just like quiet. And,
I hate that. Those that can't play sports are sports reporters,
right?
And they live. I hate that. Speaking of Michael Jordan, you got to remember he played for the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
That still boggles my mind.
Yeah, one of the best blocks of all time was when he was with the Wizards.
Really?
He goes up and he gets I can't remember if he gets the ball stolen from him or he gets blocked. And on the very next play, he runs down and he jumps up and he gets a 2-handed block off of the backboard.
Wow.
And he just grabs it and looks at the guy. I was like, oh, and this is like old Jordan and the Wizards. So he's like 39, 30, 40 maybe. I don't even remember how old he was. That was one of my favorite blocks ever. Was that one?
How long have y'all been in Houston? A while? Do y'all remember
I was
Hakeem
born here,
Olajuwon?
so-
Yeah, I was born here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but you won't remember
We've
this,
done
Jennifer.
business with Akeem here.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
Hakeem.
What?
Yes.
I was very,
guy.
I was very
Coolest guy ever.
upset. My mom met him once in a Denny's.
Really?
There's a Denny's that he owns in Houston.
Oh, wow.
And my mom was in there. She was like, it's Hakeem Olajuwon. And she sent me a selfie with him. And I was like,
Very
what?
nice guy.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Jennifer,
He's
Hakeem
very humble.
Olajuwon is the greatest center of all time, and he played for the Houston Rockets. I tell you that because you're a
The
girl.
Houston Rockets
Oh, okay.
are the basketball team.
Oh,
Basketball is a game.
Jennifer,
It's a
sphere.
Beat me to it.
funny. Real quick, it's sad to think that Olajuwon was a Toronto Raptor.
He was a Toronto Raptor, yeah. Patrick Ewing was a Orlando Magic.
That's right.
At one point.
Yeah. O.J. Simpson was a San Francisco 49er.
He was another thing, too.
Joe Montana, Kansas City Chief.
That's true. Speaking of trades, you know that Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's no longer
Yeah.
a Packer.
How about that? Jet, just like Favre eventually went to the Jets, remember? After
He went to the
Minnesota?
Jets, too. That's right.
He went to Minnesota, did pretty...
did all right.
Did all right, and then went to the Jets, and they were like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice is a Seattle Seahawk.
Oh, I don't remember that
Oakland
one.
Raider.
Oh, shoot. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like looking those things up because you
Those
don't
weird,
think of
obscure sports.
Earl Campbell as a New Orleans Saint.
Really? That's
Yeah,
right. My dad used to work at a restaurant when he was young. He used to work at a restaurant, like a 5-star restaurant in downtown. And he said that one time that he waited on a lot of people, but he waited on Earl Campbell once, and he said he was the biggest jack dude he's ever seen in his life.
Really?
Like he
Just
said, the handshake was like it was like cement.
swallowing your hand.
I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
He said he was terrifyingly big.
Yeah.
And my dad was a pretty big dude.
Sorry I interrupted you. We
No,
got
you're
90
good.
seconds.
So, okay, 90 seconds. Let's go to the next one.
Let's get to the creme de la creme here. What do we got?
Well, this one's a little racy.
Oh, boy.
Racy's good, right?
Yep.
Have you ever thought of OnlyFans but for Jesus?
You know what? OnlyFans and Jesus have never been in my mind at the same
Just
time.
only Jesus.
So, biblically speaking, we're not supposed to cast the first stone without having, being sinless, right?
You're right.
So I'm not going to cast any stones. I'm just going to be the messenger,
Okay.
right? A Christian, quote, woman recently quit her jobs to join OnlyFans, and she believes that God is the one that has guided her to do this.
Okay.
She believes that God, that she was super disconnected with her job teaching autistic children, and now she feels more fulfillment being a certain type of star.
Okay.
And she currently earns about $20,000 to $100,000 a month, and claims that I'm the most connected I've been with God in my entire life, and being less religious now makes me feel that I have a better relationship. And she says she was raised in a confined religious household, and she's bringing sexual expression to the forefront.
Wow.
She says that she doesn't feel like she's contradicting God, that she's unifying God, and that's a holy thing.
Wow.
Amen to that. All right. Sorry.
OnlyFans for Jesus.
That's crazy. And you know what?
Testify. Hallelujah.
That's a lot of cake.
I saw an OnlyFans.
I wonder if she's giving 10% of that to the church.
Is she's tithing?
Yeah, we
Right.
tithing
Yeah.
that.
I've seen OnlyFans. I don't know what you call it.
Accounts.
Accounts, and $12,000 a month, $15,000 a month. And I think, my God, this is crazy. I wonder if there's any chubby chasers out there that would, Anyway. All right, carbingo.com is the website we have to run. Carbingo.com. Go there, sell them your vehicular. You will not regret it. Gentlemen and lady, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you,
Thanks for
sir.
being here. We'll be back next week on the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC.